Dan, let's get started.
Let's go.
Welcome to our second Arcware webinar. Today we're going to be focusing on direct flow and asset management. Thank you all for joining. We're super excited because this is the first time that we're really going super in depth on something that we don't talk a lot about. So for today, I will introduce the man of the hour, Manolis. Manolis is our expert when it comes to the Unreal Engine. Make sure that any user of ours has answers to questions that no one else has. And myself, I'm Derek Stamers. I'm the head of marketing and sales here at Arcware. And I help people get onboarded to our platform. And today we're going a little bit further than just being onboarded. Today we're going to talk about your workflows, saving time, and just making sure you get more out of the Unreal Engine and out of our platform through two small tools, direct flow and asset management. And yeah, today's webinar will be about an hour, I would say, probably a little bit less even.
Let's see.
And it all depends on how many questions you have. We want to answer every question that you might possibly have. And some more people showed up. This is fantastic. So welcome Marco, Karsten,
Hey, Karsten.
Pierre-Louis as well. So thank you all for joining. Gosha is back. That's fantastic. So yes, today's about an hour. Ask questions in the chat if you want. I can then, whenever it is suitable, ask them to Manolis. Otherwise, we can leave the questions for the end. I will also ask some more questions to the audience during the event so that Manolis and I can personalize the presentation a bit, and of course to get to know you a little bit better. Although most of you have already spoken to Manolis anyway, or to Gosha or Eski. So I am just rambling. So at this point, it's all up to Manolis.
Yeah, I would say let's go. Hello. As Dirk told, we cover two of our add-ons, so to say. One available already, the other one is on early access, direct flow and asset management. And it will be not so much talking and theory crafting, but we will dive directly on how we can use actually these tools. First focusing on the direct flow. So a slightly modified from our last event. So direct flow is an add-on we released from the from our early access stage. And the request came from in-house first. We realized that developing an application focused for pixel streaming, of course, we need to always test it while streaming or with a custom frontend or even share link path. That means we need to always package our project, zip it up, upload it to the platform, wait until it's released. And an example here, a 5 GB package can take up to even half an hour, so to say, from upload to the activation. And yeah, to skip this whole step and not losing time, we prepared this feature which you can directly stream from the Unreal Engine project without doing what we told, the uploading phase and the rest. And not only, we have some more use cases that the feature is being used, which we will cover in the demo. So I will now prepare. Let's open the project as it's. If you have any questions, you can drop while this project is opening. And then we can even show a bit on the platform side. So while the project is opening, direct flow, I have a light plan here. That's why I don't have access to the extras from the marketplace. and we have access to direct flow. This is where you take it, and then it will appear under your product, the ducts in the direct flow tab with the seat here and the settings. Of course, in the documentation, we pretty much covered everything here, so you can check, and I will show you now in real time what we can do. All right, so project is compiling some shaders. Let's give it some more time. I'm here with a laptop doing the live streaming, recording it, and even playing with Unreal Engine. It has a 3070, I think. It's an old beast. Yeah, so direct flow. Let's wait. We need to wait a bit, and we can start. Although I had it opened, I don't know why it's
These
preparing
things
the
happen.
shaders again.
So to state the obvious, direct flow is available in the marketplace. As Manolis just showed, it comes at 49 euros a month. That is a flat fee. That doesn't mean that there are any other additional costs that come with this. And you can cancel it on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
And anyone who will manage to sit through the entire webinar could possibly be rewarded with a free trial, something we've been discussing.
Yeah.
So let's see what this.
So we are pretty much done. So let's just get started.
Let's do that.
First of all, we will cover the concept on how we use direct flow to just stream from our local workstation to wherever we want. This is one of the cases that is being used, except of the also real-time, like developing with direct flow. But we have companies that have their, let's say, light plan, that they buy one direct flow seat, and then they can directly stream to their one-to-one clients without burning streaming minutes, so to say. So in this case, what we would need is, of course, we copy the start parameters from this button here. We click it and the parameters are copied, and we will apply now the parameters on the advanced settings. So we go here on the advanced project settings, and okay, it opened here, and we nail the parameters on the additional launch parameters, just like that. We just paste it and we close the settings. That means now if we start a standalone game, that's the first case of just streaming it from our local machine to wherever we want. So if we start now a standalone game, let's see, and yeah, a pro tip here: by playing standalone, always minimizing the engine, it actually gives a bit more performance on starting the standalone and even accelerating it. Yeah, let's wait. So when this standalone app kicks in, that means we will be already streaming, and then we can utilize the share link here or the preview link to see the stream, or we can even share the share link somewhere else so the user can actually see the stream, which is being streamed from my local workstation in this case. Yeah, this is still kicking in, I guess. But this is the only one we do standalone. The rest will be normal play mode, so we can move faster. But it's worth showing this one too. Yeah, Unreal. Let's see. Video memory, of course. So yeah, it starts, and of course compiling shaders, but it doesn't matter. We will try the streaming. It should work even while compiling shaders. That means if we come to our share link here, we should be able to see the exact same stream and being here streamed, as you can see. But yeah, it's compiling shaders. It will be a bit heavy at the moment, of course, but that's the one way of using direct flow and directly streaming. Now I'm streaming from the engine, but you can even do it on a packaged application, doing a shortcut of the executable, and then passing the parameters that we copied from the direct flow seed to the executor to the shortcut, and we run the stream. It would work with the same concept. So that's one use case of direct flow. Now we'll continue to the second one. I will close now the stream and even the standalone up. Let's kill it like this, better. Yeah. All right. So, and now we will show how we can debug in real time. Let's close Task Manager. Again, we go to our direct flow seed. We copy again the parameter, but this time we add it on the pixel streaming here menu. This will appear this, and the Epic Games enabled this method of streaming from the 5.2 version, I think. So after enabling the pixel streaming plugin, you will have this option. So in this case, we go use remote signaling server, and we pass the parameters on the remote signaling server window. Let's delete this and we pass this. In this case, we need to delete the hash pixel streaming URL equals. This is all clarified in the documentation, and we go with a secure WebSocket and beyond with the same parameters. In this case, now we can go stream level editor. So we start the streaming. It's already streaming while we are here. And now I will show you how we can, let's say, stream against a custom frontend, which this application already has. So if we go, let's automotive.arcware.cloud. Let's first just check the experience. This is a custom frontend for this case, which we have done a year ago. So if we start here, this one is directly from the cloud now. This is streaming from the cloud, and everything is hooked. The front-end UI, changing colors and stuff. So we will try now to stream against this front-end, which is already prepared for the particular application. And we will stream while we are even real-time debugging, meaning checking the buttons, clicking, testing, and we will have the blueprint open so we can see what's happening. So in this case, we are already streaming it, of course. We added the setting, we are streaming the level. The only thing we need to do is on our custom frontend. In this case, I will put the window aside. And in this case, we just pass the same parameter. This is also in documentation. So we go on slash. I think the seed is the 773. Let's copy it one more time. Like that's the token here. 6A14, so it's a different one. It doesn't matter. So we add a question mark after the slash, and when we pass the direct flow license, the token, and we are now streaming with the front end, as you can see. And this is our local engine. So we are really streaming this. Now we can here start normal game, not standalone. So it kicks in. We can even see it's also streaming on the front end. And now, for example, let's just open, let's say the default form in this case. let's go with all the touch input for gateway and stuff. So let's just open this blueprint. Let's give it some seconds. Nice. It's here. I'm moving this aside. I'm also in a full HD screen on my laptop. It's not the best setup, but it's okay. So now we are playing, and now and of course we need to select the blueprint itself to debug, and now we can see, let's make it a bit smaller here too, what's happening. So as you can see, now I'm rotating. We need to kind of, if we find, yeah, here is kind of the rotation phase. You can see I'm streaming now from my workstation across a front end, and the input is being debugged in real time. And we can check if everything is working as expected, test it in real time. That helps a lot. And we can even go, okay, this is the zoom in, let's say. Here you can see even the zoom with mouse. Whenever I'm zooming, it triggers, so it's everything working. And now we'll open another blueprint where we have hooked all the configuration parts of the demo. Let's go. Is the beast. So in this case, we have, of course, the player controller class. This is all, by the way, based on our template, which we covered, I think, on our last webinar bit. So, and in this case, we have, I mean, if you see, it goes black screen because I think we have 15 seconds in activity time. That's why whenever I let it, it goes black. Whenever I touch it, it comes back. And here we can even check in real time. Here are all the functionality hooks here, what talks to the front end side. And that means here we can, again, by changing colors, we are really activating the functions here. Like this was kind of a color change, but we can even in real time debug front end elements that are talking to Unreal and see what's happening. I guess you can clearly see what the benefit here is. Like, you develop without uploading any package on the platform. You just upload when you are ready. That was the second use case of direct flow, the real-time debugging. So we covered the packaged application, how we can stream directly without burning streaming minutes, if that's the case, real-time debugging. And now I will show one more use case. And this is I call it collaboration use case. And we will be sharing the whole editor, the whole engine directly wherever you want, or I can even share it in the chat, but because it's one-to-one seat, we can call a name so he can test, not that everyone is testing it, but I will be sharing now my editor directly to in the audience to a user to test it out. And that's the third part of direct flow kind of use cases. So let's close this one. Let's stop this one. Nice. Blueprint is out. Let's bring this. And in this case, we are already doing it. But in this case, we are sharing only the player, the window, the player window, nothing else. In order to share the whole engine, we need to stream the full editor. And now I'm streaming already the full editor. To cross-check this, I can simply go on my direct flow page and open the share link even. And I will land to my Unreal Editor. That means I can be even working from home, having my A6000 workstation here and working from a laptop or whatever, or taking some support from someone, which I don't have the time to even share the project, sign NDAs, whatever. I can share the link and we can collaboratively work, or he can guide me, or you catch the point here. And now I will just share the link so we can test it. And only one-to-one. If two people open the link, the first one will be in, the other one will not join. That's because it's a one-to-one. So
We need to go to the live store.
live storm. So I'm sending now just the link, and
There and then in the chat.
let's say Yasmin can test it, and whoever wants.
Just go to the chat and just click and run paste.
So
Enter. Boom. So whoever wants can join.
so now I'm sharing the whole editor, so whoever joins can, I don't know, move around, check it, and see how it works. Now I see a connection. So, okay. Now I just also another detail here. I'm just sharing by default without setting a resolution. I could even put the force res dash res x res y and set in the parameter also a fixed resolution. Say, let's say always full HD or whatever. But so that's that. That was the third use case of the direct flow and how we can use it. And now I will stop the stream. And that was pretty much how we can utilize direct flow. If we have any questions in the chat or whoever.
We don't have anything in the chat as of now. We mostly have a lot of links towards documentation that you mentioned. So are there any questions so far about direct flow? Are there any reactions as well? Yes,
Yeah.
Karsten, bring it on. Because the reason why is we'd also love to have your feedback on direct flow and asset management a little later. So yes, trials, how long will it be active? Let's say that we could give Karsten a trial, because normally you buy direct flow directly,
Yeah.
but let's say we could give a trial. How long would we do?
No, I mean, normally there is no trial, but we can say, let's say 2 weeks up to a month.
I think 2
It's-
weeks should
it's
be
fine,
2
and
weeks should be
it's-
enough, right,
it's-
Karsten?
It's a special kind of now offer for the
just the webinar?
members of the webinar.
For the Illuminati of the Arcware webinar world, yes. So Karsten, if you just I suppose you are connected with Manolis already.
Yeah.
Otherwise, please connect to either Eski or Gosha, and then just contact us, and then we'll set up a trial for you because it's something we have to do manually. So
Yeah.
yes, it's all good before. So Karsten, please do that, and then we will set it up. 2 weeks works for you. And then Pierre-Louis already used it with your team. That is fantastic. Very happy to hear that. What were your experiences like? Was there really like a moment where you felt like, oh yes, finally?
I mean, we can even bring people up
Yes.
so they can talk. I think
So,
chatting is a bit tricky if someone wants to
Pierre,
drop some words.
I am inviting you to join our stage if you would like to, so that you could tell a little bit about how direct flow worked for you guys. We're in a small group today, or small-ish. I think we're actually a pretty nice amount of people here, but there's no need to have stage fright. That's what I mean.
Yeah. All right. I will now continue with other
Yeah,
questions.
I
if
think
someone is
Pierre doesn't have a mic.
okay. All right then.
All right, then I think
Then
time
chatting
to move forward. But if you have any questions, you can always ask Pierre-Louis as well.
Yeah, but those were the three kind of most commonly use cases of how people are using direct flow. Majority, 90% of people are using it for development to supercharge their development cycles and not lose time. So I'm closing that. Let's go to our presentation again. Where were we? We were direct flow. Yeah. Next one is the asset management. This feature is also, we released very beta phase around 2 years ago, and from last year we are on early access, and this service is available by request in our documentation. You can find the page I will show you also, where you directly contact us and we prepare you a 2-week trial phase with 10 gigabyte of repository site for you to play and test the solution. So what asset management is? Yeah, it's an add-on again, like Directflow. The scope here is to build an ecosystem around pixel streaming. Those are the two first kind of tools we are introducing here. And the use case of asset management, kind of the most hyped use case, is to dynamically load assets on a running instance on runtime. That can help a lot on bringing the project size really down and have super fast application start times, and then loading the assets that are actually needed dynamically from the asset management to your application on runtime. And again here, this is the main case. This feature request came actually from some architects and like agencies doing ArcViz. They were already utilizing, like doing the thing, but they were utilizing hyperscalers, ADS, S3, and so on. And in this case, the disadvantages are that, first of all, you are on through the internet. That means you are utilizing even your streaming channel to download assets. That means you are taking bandwidth from your streaming channel. And the second minus is that these services always charge per download call. So those are the two biggest disadvantages. And yeah, on our end, the biggest advantage is the speed, because the service resides, the repository is residing on the data center near the GPU clusters. That means you have a LAN connection of 10 gigabit speed, which is just impossible to achieve that, whatever internet you are even using. And the other advantage is that we don't charge. You will not be charged. You can do millions of calls and load assets on runtime, do whatever you want. This service will be also with a fixed price with the repositories, depending on the repository size, starting from 5 gigabyte and going up to 6 terabyte if requested. That's that. Now let's just, again, I will prepare a showcase we have, so I can show it in real time, how things work and what we have prepared. So here we go on this one. So yeah. All right, let's go. Presentation. So I will start from the documentation, where the actual section is and what we have prepared here, because this topic is actually huge. This is only one case that I'm showing you now, but the possibilities with something like that, it's actually huge, and we will talk about some other use cases. So here is our documentation page, where you can see the first example and how we did it. Here we used the GLTF runtime plugin, because we don't have to reinvent the wheel, and the guy did a great job, and he's even granted from Epic Games for the plugin. We used it just for the showcase, of course, and in this plugin already it supports STL, OBJ, FBX, and a lot of file formats in order to push them in real time on any Unreal Engine application. But you can also, of course, do your own custom solution, and you can even go the classic asynchronous method with pack files, let's say. Or lately I see many clients are testing out the USD Z format, which is a very, very interesting one lately rising in the Unreal side. Actually a very good one on importing, exporting a lot of stuff. USD just doesn't export blueprint functionalities and code, but almost everything else is supported. If you want to bring the whole scenes with even blueprints and whole systems, then at the moment, how you can do it is by using the pack file, of course, method. So here we will show how things work. First, we will go to the repository side. am.arcware.cloud. This is the target. Here we have demo. This is also publicly available. You can see we have just dropped some assets here, some GLBs, some zipped assets, and then we prepared a demo to pull this in the scene. You will see in a bit, but I can already drop here the in the chat. I mean,
Yeah, that's
no,
yeah. No, I already wrote
I
the
just don't see.
Arcware
Okay,
cloud.
all right, thank you. You can just go in and check, and this is just we did it for public and to have this public showcase. And here we have our stream, our test scene for the asset management. As you can see, we have the open world template. I think this is based on 5.3 and a very simple UI here. Per UI, you can see we start from 1 megabyte and we go up to half a gigabyte size, which is a complete city. The assets are all free to use assets. We just prepare them for the showcase. And now by clicking, let's go like something like 50 megabyte, the room. By clicking this, what happens is we pull the asset, we cache it, and we instantly drop it, load it into the scene. That means now we just pulled this room, 52 megabyte asset with textures and everything. I think it's a scan, low quality scan. And yeah, that's kind of the concept of dynamically loading assets. We can go also, let's say, for a 90 megabyte file, Pomodoro, the old beast. So here, yeah, you can see we have here the async loading, meaning it caches the parts, whatever is cached, it brings them in. We can even play with this method. We could bring everything and then bring them with a pop method instantly in all together, but it's better to incrementally load the assets. And then we can go to the biggest example, which is a half gigabyte example. So you can imagine, yeah, this is a medieval city village. Yeah, it's cached and now it's slowly loading whatever is ready with mesh and texture into the scene. So that's kind of the base of asset management. This was the scope. We did it for that. And we can now show a bit also in the engine side how we did this example with the plugin we have. So yeah, that's kind of the village loaded. As you can see, we dynamically loaded the full village, and we can go back, clicking whatever, like we can even of course share the link in the chat, so you can in here. I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. So you can check it from your end too. I don't know what for concurrency we have in the particular application, but I think it's more than 3. So 3 was the default on core, so 3 people can test, the rest will be queued. That's that. And now I will, let's just, I will open the project to show you a bit how we can prepare this with the plugin I showed you. Let's open the project. And I'm closing my instance.
Let's not close too many things if necessary. As long as everyone still has access to everything.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Of course, the link is shared. Everyone has access to the stream. Are you able to check it, load some assets?
Yes. Have any of the links that we've sent so far not worked for anyone? Marco is typing. Ah, Marco is a big fan of the Artos touch.
Nice. So, open, the project is ready, and now let's go. So this is the same exact thing. I think I even we are on 5.5, although it was 5.4, I upgraded it today. And I will just show you a bit how we hooked all this up. The core functionalities, of course. It all, it's all actually pretty much here on the UI, in the UI level. So we have our menu designer, straightforward stuff, and then we go into the graph, event graph.
So that means
So
that even the UI is editable. So
yeah,
like
of
the
course,
buttons,
of
you can
course.
make that all
Yeah.
brand
Normally you don't put
aligned.
buttons. I will explain. Normally, let's say when you jump into a custom front end with apartment A front end or whatever website, this front end can send to the Unreal, hey, load me the apartment A now. And this thing will be loaded from the asset management. So there are no buttons. Everything happens automatically, normally.
Got
But this is just a way we could kind of clearly explain clicking, it's coming, it's
Yeah.
loading. So here you can see a very simple build and how this particular plugin kind of, what for setup this plugin will need. So as you can see here, clicking, those are the menus. Then what we do is we set the path. You can see AM cloud, and to the target, we store everything in this functionality. And those are parts, of course, the blueprint nodes are from the GLTF runtime. And those are some conditions, and bringing it then at the end here where we actually load it, and then we spawn it. So loading it, we simply pass the URL and the header. This is a bit important here. It's a normal HTTPS based server there, the repository site. That means in this case with the GLTF plugin, we need to go here. You can see, I don't know if it's, I cannot zoom here, but we have the headers for the authorization, and we simply go basic like authentic like encoding of base 64. And here we have straightforward, what you see is now demo, double point demo, to just go in and grab the asset. And at the end, after the asset here is prepared and cached in, loaded in our local project folder or wherever we want, then we use the spawn actor node to spawn this on a particular transform. Here we have some offsets, pretty much centered. And that's how simply you can really play with the repository, kind of start playing and digging in on asynchronously loading assets. So that's how GLTF runtime basics work. Plus we have also hooked, I mean, you can do this also progress bars. And then when it's completed, it's going to have some visual indication of where the file is, how much we loaded, and where are we in the process. And that's that. That's how we can use it. And now I can tell some other use cases on how asset management is actually being used from our clients. Mainly,
Before we go into that, shall we answer Karsten's question?
of course,
Where do I get the link from the asset I want to load in?
where do I get the link from the asset I want to load in? From your asset management repository, Karsten. If we go, let's go back. I mean, this has a path. There is a, like, you have the demo. This is actually the path when you go HTTPS. And then here, slash arthas glb would be your file. So sorry, I was not sharing the screen. So here you can see the path and then your assets. Of course, you can have a folder structure or however you like. And also here I can show you clearly. So Carsten, here is your path. And of course, when you make an account for the asset management repository, that means your account, your Arcware tenant account, will have access to this repository. At the moment, we will create, of course, manually your account and prepare everything for you. And from Q1 next year, hopefully, we will bring it fully automated, even the registering and booking a size of repository automated in the marketplace. But yeah, I hope I could answer your question. So here is your path.
He thinks it's very self-explanatory, so I think we answered his question. So now we can continue to the next point that you were bringing up.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about other use cases of this service. One very interesting also is on saving states, actually. This is also a feature which was requested because, as you know, an instance running on the servers after every start, the data will be wiped, nothing is kept there. This is a normal process. That means if you want to save something somewhere, you need to have or your own backend or somewhere, or use AVS or whatever, or you can of course utilize the asset management and you can save even states there and call back the states. You can test this also with the, let's say, the collaborative template. It already has a nice functionality on saving states, which you can adapt to your projects, applications. And it's a nice example and straightforward, which you could check it out, even if you are on trial on asset management, and you can test saving the state. And one other use case is saving fully rendered, let's say, material. We have clients using Unreal Engine, not only for streaming, but also for rendering stuff. And in this case, they can save the full movie render queue output directly to the asset management and take it from there, and so on. So those are the three use cases of asset management, but I don't think that's all. We're discovering more and more. And yeah, that's kind of, I think, covering the...
Would you recommend asset management if you have a product configurator?
I would recommend asset management if you want to have a scalable product configurator. Yes, definitely. An example is how clients are really using it to scale their projects. I will go again to the Arcvis site because a building with a lot of diverse apartments, sometimes it can be really heavy to pack everything in one project. The project can even go beyond 40, 50 gigs sometimes if we are not careful or if we don't optimize stuff. So in this case, utilizing asset management, we could split all the buildings in the asset management side, and then, as I told before, having it in a front end, we could call the asset that exactly is needed, that we need to show on the particular page, which will be loaded dynamically. And assets like that, like even a house or something, even a full apartment interior, it's around 5 to 6 gigs, a normal. Of course, there are no limits, but a normal high quality kind of interior would go up to like 8 gigs, 7 to 8 gigs. And it will need, of course, some time to load, but it's better to have a loader, kind of a loading seal on something nice while we are pushing the things, than us going to the experience and waiting even more time for the application to start and having in general a not so scalable solution. That way we can really scale. That means we can have even one project and having 1,000, let's say, apartments all stored there. We don't need to have 1,000 projects. That's also a way you can think of scalability. But yeah, that's that on the asset management side. If we don't have any other questions,
Yes. Do we have any questions?
We would just then go to our final part, which is actually questions. But yeah,
Ask us anything.
that was it actually for the basics of exploring a bit direct flow and asset management.
I think we
Yeah.
the last few things for us to really say outside of course, Karsten, please do write your question in the meantime. I want to say a few things. So first of all, also for asset management, we can hook you up with a 2-week trial. Just reach out to Manolis, Aski, or Gosha, and then we will set everything up for you. Obviously, this trial is then for free, and then after that, we will have you'll be able to get in for now annual subscription to asset management, which starts at 1 gigabyte and then goes up to indeed an insane amount of memory. I don't think we need to talk about that. And as always, we really try to keep everything, let's say, affordable so that the price makes sense so that everyone can use this technology and use these tools. So don't worry about that. That's something that you can talk about with Gosha and Eski once the trial has been successful and this is something that you would like to continue using. And then Karsten has another questions. He wants to try the asset management stuff for loading in.
It's the plan. It's the plan. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
But
It's
to get into the PAC stuff before. PAK.
yeah. The pack file. This is the Epic Games method of exactly. They are using it for patching applications or even DLCs and stuff, and you can even use it for with pixel streaming on, pushing dynamically pack files. But Karsten, pack method means you need to have, first of all, your master app with everything in, and then you need to prepare these packs from the master application. There is a full documentation, by the way, but it's a viable scenario. Yeah.
Very good. So reach out to whoever you are closest to make this happen. Then after that, if there is, please do keep writing everything related to direct flow or asset management. What I do want to say is actually that in 2 weeks, we are going to have another banger of a webinar.
This is a big one, yeah.
We're going to do this together with ICE, which is an organization that specializes in 3D environments. And we will actually have 4...
Should we go through?
Yeah, why don't we show it a little bit? Because unless, of course, you have something more important to do, which we understand. We have this fantastic webinar coming up on the 25th of June, 6 p.m. German time. I think most of us are in Western Europe, so all of that should not be an issue. And basically, ICE has the goal to inspire people to, really learn and experiment with 3D environments. And so obviously we know them, they know us, and we like each other. And so this is why we're going to organize our first joint partner event. And we're going to invite Madis Kiersman from Estonia, from Ava, who does showrooms for clients in Unreal Engine. We'll have Rudi Witt and Stefan Schreiber from Access Point AI, who are fantastic with AI assistants with MetaHumans. Then my nose friends Fabrice
Brunelli, yeah. Maybe some of the guys know him. He's doing masterclass. He's an architect himself. He is also a teacher in universities and pushing kind of the real-time hype with Unreal Engine and architecture into another level. And he's also using the pixel streaming tech.
And then finally we have Fatih from BizLogic. They work on a metaverse, and they also do tons of digital twins in Hamburg and all of that, which is super exciting stuff. And so, we're going to be using the way how those 4 people use the Unreal Engine to then sort of explain everything that is possible, and the challenges, the opportunities, everything around it. So, for instance, if you have clients that you want to explain why the Unreal Engine is so exciting, if you want to learn from them, whatever it is, I think this will be a wonderful event for you to join as well, and for your clients, your friends, your whoever, because our goal is really to have like 100 people join at the same time.
Yeah.
Whether we succeed or not, that's a different thing, but we're really hoping to achieve it. We're going for it. And so please do join.
Yeah.
Anything else from the crowd, from the audience?
I think they took what they needed.
Exactly. I think Karsten is saying, please, Derek, just go home. It's fine. The beer is cold already.
All right.
Yes, Carsten knows Fabrice from YouTube.
Yeah.
So, if Carsten says it's great, it's great. So we hope to have him. He'll be tuning in from the UK. But yes, please, that is
I
the
mean,
ice. And
what
then
was this?
also the live storm link, please.
There's this links. I mean, this one, right?
Yeah, the second one. Yeah, the register one is the
Then
important one.
let's put this first and then the other one. And there you go. Whoever is interested on
There, so the
or
first link is
check.
to learn more about ICE. The second link is to attend or register for the event. Web SDK and integration stuff. We did some stuff already on this. Are we going to go
Very
more?
basics, very basics. Yeah, of course, we can prepare. I mean, now that is requested, we had it in the plan. We'll make one more then event focused
Yes.
on the product.
Do we already have something on our YouTube video from our last webinar that could help Marco?
Basic stuff. We are not digging in.
So do we need to go
What
very
would be?
specific?
Can we
Or
bring Marco maybe to talk a
yes,
bit?
Marco is
Yes.
allowed to talk.
Can he?
Do you want me to?
How you do this?
I do invite to participate, and
Also,
then it depends on Marco whether or not he accepts.
yeah, Marco, let's hear the exact request.
Because as much as we obviously don't want to bore anyone, we could still also do some tech Q&A here. We have the time. But yes, Marco.
Hi guys.
Hey, Marco, hello.
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So
Web SDK, yeah.
yeah. I want to know more about that because me and my guys from Deep Vibe we are currently working on trying to integrate that with Unreal. We
Yeah.
try to do that
Okay.
thing instead of working everything inside the Unreal. So that's something that we want
Yeah.
to be
Have you?
looking at.
No, that's totally fine. Of course, the way to go is of course integrate the stream on a proper front end.
Yeah.
But have you already checked what we already have in documentation? I mean, and code
Yeah,
examples and
we're
stuff.
currently
Oh,
following that
nice.
documentation, but I was like, if we don't manage to work it out, are you guys planning to work some webinar?
We were, yeah.
Yeah.
If we do something, it will be of course again kind of a framework of showing the basic integration and maybe covering important parts like let's say a custom queuing system would be interesting for everyone to know how this works, and also maybe a custom loading screen, how we can change the Arcware stuff to brand it to your own CI. And
Yeah,
if
of course.
more and deeper things are needed, Marco, you
Yeah,
always have
yeah.
the expert
I
support.
thought
We
about
can,
those basic stuff,
yeah, no
just to
problem.
make it work, and then so I can like go from there and do my own stuff. So just to know some basic stuff, how to set it
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
That would be awesome.
Challenge accepted. We will prepare one.
That sounds fantastic.
Why not?
Nice.
All right.
Yes. And then, finally, in terms of webinars, what we also have prepared is something about selling to your clients to help you better understand the needs and the perspective of your clients so that, we know how important clients are for you. So we want to help you get more of them. We also, our sales team also supports our users during sales calls to better explain the technology, to better explain what we do, better explain the pricing stuff all behind all of this. So we have tons of stuff in the pipeline, and now we just need to do it and find enough time and really prioritize the right topic. So whenever you tell us what you need, that really helps us prioritize, because obviously you also only have so many hours in a day you can listen to Manolis or myself. So the more feedback we have from you, the more we can do it the way you want it.
Yeah.
So is there anything else from the audience? Then the only thing that, thank you, Karsten. Then the only thing that is left to say for me is that you can find the link to the previous webinar that Manolis and Eski did together, which is a fantastic hour and a bit about pixel streaming, our platform, and a lot more, and the Unreal Engine. And you can find probably some answers to your questions there as well. Although I think in the link that I shared, it starts halfway through, but you can watch all the way from the beginning. You just need to move the thingy. And then the only thing left is thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thanks to everyone for joining. It was a smaller circle, but everyone was actually users and clients from, which is interesting.
Love seeing all the familiar names. And yeah, we hope to have so much more of these. And yeah, love to get together like this.
So have a nice evening. Have a nice
evening. Get home safely.
And see you next time.
Exactly.
Cheers, guys. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.